1946, on a muggy, deadpan night in early spring, a young couple pulled into a well-known lover's strip, a quiet, secluded stretch of road outside the city limits of Texarkana. It was just before midnight, crickets were chirping in the bushes, and the air was tense. Jimmy Hollis and Mary Larry just wanted a little privacy, but what should have been an innocent moment of intimacy quickly turned into a nightmare. Suddenly, out of the darkness, something poked at the driver's side window. A flash of light followed, a flash of light, silent and eerie. The figure in the darkness stood perfectly still. Naturally, they assumed it was a policeman, but when the light slid across a face, or rather, what was covering the face, everything inside them went cold. It wasn't a person. It was something wearing a homemade mask, like a pillowcase, with two tiny slits for the eyes. Rough cuts, as if made blind by a knife. Nothing could be seen through the slits, only darkness. Jimmy opened the window and, with a nervous laugh, said, "Looks like you've got the wrong car." The figure didn't move. Then, with frightening calm, it said, "I don't want to kill you, kid, so just do what I say." The voice was strange, flat, emotionless, as if the speaker were an announcer with a damaged tape. They noticed a weapon, maybe a pistol or something, and assumed it was just a carjacking. Unpleasant, but not fatal. They complied, but as soon as they got out of the car, everything became strange. The assailant cocked his head to the side, as if examining something, then croaked, "Take off your pants." At that moment, they both realized there would be no carjacking. They had made a terrible mistake. Jimmy obeyed slowly, pulling down his trousers with trembling hands. And then the blow, sudden, ferocious, deafening, split his head. The assailant used something heavy, perhaps the butt of a gun. It sounded like an animal's skull breaking. Mary screamed, thinking Jimmy had been shot, and blood immediately stained the asphalt. Before she could react, the stranger lunged at her and hit her in the face with all his might. Then, grabbing her by the hair, he dragged her to the middle of the road, and as if playing, whispered, "Run." She ran, without thinking, without looking back. Her lungs burned, tears streamed down her face. The dark country road seemed endless. She saw an old car parked at the side of the road and, in desperation, began to pound on the window. But there was no one in the car. Empty. And silence. Then, a dull sound from behind. Someone knocked her down again. She screamed and turned her head, shaking. The attacker was standing over her again, right over her, not breathing, not moving. Only his eyes, or black holes in their place, bored into her. Then bending down, he whispered, "Why are you running?" She croaked, crying, You told me. You're lying," he interrupted. And in that lying, there was some primal rage, as if hell itself were speaking through him. Then he attacked again, breathing hoarsely, madly, like a wild animal. But Mary broke free. How? She did not remember later. Everything swam in her head. She ran again, her legs bleeding, losing consciousness. After half a mile, she saw a dim light, a house. She flew inside, unconscious, and sobbed, screaming, "The police, please." Jimmy and Mary survived that night, but their faces and voices were never the same. Mary's eyes were forever wide open, as if they could still see the darkness. And the Phantom Killer, as he would later be dubbed, never appeared again. But no one would ever know who he was, or what it was. Only one thing remained constant: in the dark corners of the road, where there are no street lights, where the nights are too quiet, he might still be waiting,